Let me tell you about my most painful conversation with founders and CEOs. I see it every week. They come to me proud of their product, their features, their engineering. I get it. I've been there, staying up late, perfecting specs, obsessing over features, making everything better. And then I have to tell them what I'm about to tell you. None of that matters. And I can prove it with one story that's probably going to make you uncomfortable because it might feel a lot like your story. In 2020, Peloton was worth 50 billion selling premium exercise bikes during a pandemic. Every gym was closed. Their waiting list was months long. Product, perfect. Timing, perfect. Market, perfect. You literally couldn't go outside. By 2022, they had lost 40 billion and laid off 2,800 people. Look, I know what you're thinking, but we're different. Our product actually is better. Every Monday morning, your team is working on new features, better specs, stronger differentiation. I see you. You're doing everything the business books tell you to do. And that's exactly the trap. See, while Peloton's engineers were perfecting bikes, while their product teams were adding features, while their sales teams were pitching subscriptions, they missed something crucial. During lockdown, people weren't looking for a better exercise bike. They were desperate for connection, achievement, community, real human transformation. Here's what this means for your Monday morning. In your next meeting, try something. When someone asks what you do, don't start with your product. Start with the transformation you enable, the change you create, the future you see. Watch what happens. Some people will get it immediately. Others will ask for the spec sheet anyway. That's fine because you're starting to own something bigger than your product. Red Bull sells sugar water, but owns human performance so completely that dropping a man from space makes perfect sense. Apple sells phones, but owns user experience so thoroughly that people camp outside stores for days. I know shifting from product features to concept ownership feels scary. Your board wants product roadmaps. Your sales team wants feature lists. Your engineers want spec sheets. Keep those. They're still important, but they're not your story. They're the proof of your story. Because here's the brutal truth about business. Great products fail not because they're bad products, but because being great at what you make means nothing if you don't own what you are in people's minds. Start small. In your next pitch, try removing your product from the first 2 minutes. Talk about the change you create, the future you see, the concept you could own. Because Peloton, they made great bikes, but they could have owned transformation itself. The choice is yours. You can keep competing on features, keep playing the better game, keep pushing that spec sheet, or you can start owning something that makes all of that irrelevant. Just ask the 2,800 people who lost their jobs trying to sell better bikes. I'm sure the bikes were great though. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's start again. I need to tell you something that's going to hurt. That product you've spent years perfecting, those features you've obsessed over, that engineering you're so proud of. I know how much time, money, and passion you've poured into it. I see those late nights, those endless iterations, those breakthrough moments. And that's exactly what makes this so hard to say. Your product isn't special. I know it stings, but here's what's fascinating. This is actually the best news you'll hear today because the moment you accept this truth, everything changes. Look at your competitors. They're all playing the same game. Better features, better specs, better technology. And you know what? Some of them actually do have better products than you. Just like some of yours are better than theirs. But here's the thing about better. It's a trap, a race to the bottom. Because the moment you compete on better, you're actually competing on price. You just don't know it yet. Let me show you what I mean. Next Monday morning in your product meeting, count how many times someone says better, better features, better performance, better user experience. I bet it's in the double digits before your coffee gets cold. Now, imagine something different. Imagine walking into that meeting and asking one question. What would we do differently if we stopped trying to be better and started trying to be different? Think about Red Bull. Their product literally tastes like battery acid. Their competitors all taste better, but Red Bull owns human performance so completely that they can spend millions sending a man to the edge of space, and it makes perfect sense. I know what your product team is thinking right now, but our features actually are better. Great. Keep them. They're important. They're just not your story. Try this tomorrow. Try this tomorrow. Take your best feature, your proudest innovation. Now, instead of explaining what it does, talk about what it means, what future it enables, what change it creates. Because here's the truth about special products. They're only special if they mean something, if they represent something bigger than their features, if they own something in people's minds that no one else can touch. Your product isn't special, but what it could mean, what it could represent, what it could own, that could be extraordinary. The choice is yours. You can keep playing the better game, keep pushing those feature updates, keep fighting for marginal improvements, or you can start building something that makes better irrelevant. Just don't wait too long to decide, because while you're perfecting your features, someone else is out there owning the category.